Aging infrastructure, one of WSSC's biggest enemies.
WSSC has many challenges, but one of them is our aging infrastructure. It's a national problem. We have 5,600 miles of water mains, and many of them are way older than me.
That's why there are more and more WSSC crews and contractors working in neighborhoods all over Montgomery and Prince George's counties, replacing old and worn-out water mains.
You can live without electricity, gas, but you need water for everyday living.
If the water mains in your neighborhood are old or prone to breaks, you could soon see a WSSC crew or one of our contractors getting your street ready for a replacement project. Before construction starts, you'll receive a letter from WSSC, either in the mail or delivered to your door,
explaining the start date of construction, and it'll kind of give them a brief understanding of how long the estimated time will be.
Some projects can last a few months, while others could run about a year, depending on the amount of pipe being replaced. And keep in mind, some of our work can't be done in the winter.
Which is sometimes why we disappear. And then we come back and go, why did you leave? Why didn't you finish? Well, it's because we did as much as we could with the water above ground until the cold comes, and then we have to shut down and come back when it warms up again.
One of the first things you'll see, the underground utilities are marked to make digging safe. Various types of signs then go up, notifying residents about the project and providing contact information in case you have questions.
I invite you to have an open line of communication with the crew members. They will be very accommodating, and you'll find them to be very professional because they do understand the inconvenience that's being imposed upon the customers.
Well, we came home one day from work and found some signs out in front of our yard telling us that there was going to be some work done on certain dates. And sure enough, when those dates arrived, someone from WSSC knocked on the door and said that he and his crew would be working out in front of our house, replacing some pipes.
Some replacement projects require temporary bypass mains. If this is the case in your neighborhood, you'll see blue plastic pipes running on the side of the street. These pipes will provide you with the same high-quality WSSC water you're accustomed to while your new main is being installed. Next, you'll likely see a crew digging a trench for the new water main. Typically, this is done in the street, but depending on the location of the right-of-way, you could see digging along the sidewalk or in a grassy area. But regardless of where the work is, you'll always have access to your driveway.
We knock on the door if there's a car in the driveway prior to opening the ground up and ask the customer or the residents, are they going anywhere anytime soon? And if they are, we give them the opportunity to move. If not, we have steel plates on the job site where we can lay the steel plate across the opening, which allow them to get out the driveway.
WSSC maintains the water main in the street and the water service line from the main to the property line, including the outside meter. The service line that runs from the property line to the house is the responsibility of the homeowner. New water mains are now ready to be installed. Made of ductile iron, they go in the ground wrapped in polyethylene to protect them from the corrosive soils. Water samples are also collected and tested at our lab before we put a new pipe in service. You'll then see crews connecting that new pipe to the pipe coming from your house. This requires your water to be shut down for about 30 minutes. Once all the houses have been connected to the new main, there will be an additional water service shutdown, possibly as long as 8 hours, while we connect the new main to an existing main. A notice, including the date and time frame of the shutdown, will be left at your door.
We give a 48-hour notice prior to every shutdown. But there are some times when there's emergency where we may hit a water service and the main has to be shut down immediately to get that fixed. In that instance, we don't have time to give a notice.
When your service is restored, you could experience discolored water or trapped air in the pipes. We suggest running your cold water lines for 5 minutes. Begin with the highest faucet in your home, opening the others one at a time. After we finish construction, restoration of your neighborhood is very important to WSSC.
I consider this part of my neighborhood, even though I don't live in it. So if it was my neighborhood, I would want the same thing for me if they were working in my neighborhood.
It is our desire to restore it to as close to its original condition as possible.
Grassy areas will be cleaned up and seeded, curbs will be replaced, and streets paved.
Within about 6 to 8 weeks, that we're coming here with a contract and we do a mill and overlay, and then you have a perfect street after it's over with.
Certainly there's a certain amount of inconvenience for everyone.
Any construction that's going on, there will be growing pains.
It's an even bigger inconvenience when the pipes are breaking in your neighborhood and you don't have water. Once that inconvenience of coming in and repairing it is over, well then, you know, we're out of your hair for quite some time, you know, decades and decades. We shouldn't be back.
Everyone was so cooperative, cleaned up everything afterwards, that the benefits far outweigh, I think, the difficulties that might have been caused. And I didn't have any difficulties.